for the moment, 2 spots. It should be enough to connect to that. It's not gonna be all kinds of beautiful symmetrical, but this will do for the moment. So I normally try to keep them about 6 out. I can't remember how far they connect to, but 6 away is kind of like the initial blast radius. They will do damage to them, but they won't blow them up. Within 3 will blow them up, usually. So just gonna move these over at least so that we still have defenses once I take out the power grid for over here. Because the other thing too is I will get rid of these at some point, and then these will have to marry up against this wall, like where these are. So this area is going to become like way more open. I'll leave that as it is because that should get all the solar. I could get rid of this lineup at the moment because the top side, even with the solar, with the what do you call it, the sunlight things on, are still pulling a fair bit of electricity. We should be alright for that. That should be okay. I don't think that these make that much power. On this map, they've done fuck bugger all. So removing them isn't too much to me. They're outputting like 92 power. Now, I'm pretty sure I don't have a line of... No. I don't have a wire going through here. I don't even think I've got it. Have I got that part set to... No, that part's not disappearing, so that will connect on this end. Okay. What else have we got? That end was connecting there, but it's not going to be there anymore, so... How's about... Well, I can't put the fucking line there at the moment, but I'll have to connect it up in a bit, or I could just do it like that, because I think I'm missing just here, and that one will be the same kind of thing. I can literally scoot that on the back like that. Alright, so that will connect it to the top half for those outer ones, and then here. I don't think I can connect those yet. I'll have to wait until one of them gets deconstructed before I could do anything with that. Alright. So this side should still be pretty vulnerable. Like, it's going to take a while for my people to come out here and deconstruct it anyway. But somebody will. Like, once it's daytime, I'll get a few people, like, probably do it over time. That one's still running just fine. I'll do a quick check around on my thermals, because every so often they are down and out inside, and I don't see the little thing flashing to say that they need repair. Alright, so what else have I got to do? I built my 2 refineries. I uplifted the extra benches, which I believe I chucked into the new thing anyway, which I don't really need to take tailoring benches over ASAP, but I'm going to take them over anyway, so it doesn't matter if they go early or not. It's just additional storage. I'm not picking up and moving my benches as they are. I will make those fresh at a new location. It's literally just wood. What else we got? I do want to pack up a transport pod with components, but I only have 39 components at the moment. And I have a caravan that's packing that may or may not have an issue at the moment. What else have I got to do? I made the caravan of builders. I dealt with the traders. I'm starting to deconstruct the wind turbines, and I packed the extra blocks for the crematorium that I need to make. So that should be fine. Alright, so basically everything's kind of set up except for the actual, like, transport pods. I do think what I should do is shove, like, a bunch of food in this, because either way, whether or not it's in a caravan, I'm going to need survival food as long as it's inside. Usually what I do is wherever they dump it out at the new location, I normally just shove it inside, like build a wall around it so it's auto encased and inside and not decaying. But how much can it carry? It's only about 500. That's actually not too bad. If I have one that's just like pure food, I do want one that's basically components. Set up one for food. It can sit in there, it won't expire because everything will just be sitting inside of it. I don't... This looks like it is getting packed up, but... Oh no, there we go. I can see shit now. Okay, yeah, the difference was that you can, like, cancel items specifically. Or you can drop stuff out of it and stuff. They have a couple of benches. They have 300 steel. They've got 10 more components to pack. Okay, so I could do... I'm gonna need to do a care package one that has... I want those components. So let's do 20 components. So a care package transport pod for me is kind of like, it will allow me to just start building a new location straight up. So all the different block types, 10. I will probably want 100 steel or about that, whatever I can fit. I still need about 40 odd wood to be able to build stuff. So there's all the various blocks that will allow me to construct. Got components in there allow me to construct. I don't need plasteel. I will need actual steel. So medicine would be good in one of these too. So I could do 130 odd steel. I don't really need 130 in there. I do need a lot of steel. I don't need that much in one hit. 50 odd. Oh, that's actually a lot. I didn't realize that they weighed the same amount as classic steel. Okay. All right. So medicine, steel, components, blocks, and wood for a second one. Okay, that's good. That would be my transport pod of building supplies, basically. That allows me to construct almost any kind of building. As long as you've got those materials, you can go into here and be like, okay, I want to construct X building. And it will go, okay, you've got at least like the base ingredients kind of thing to be able to build something. Obviously, I won't have all the materials straight up, but it will help me with layout and shit. So that'll be good. I've already pulled up the extra hospital beds and the regular beds. I did want to make a couple of extra beds for here just for the moment because I clearly have more people than I have beds. So I'll make 2 normal beds in here. They won't be hospital beds. I've got to remember not to set them as hospital beds, but they'll be right. And my air conditioner's off. All my heaters are working. How's the temperature? Cold as shit. Cool. I feel that. These rooms are struggling with one heater, but they're doing all right. I didn't expect it to be this cold. Like, it's 1 degrees outdoors. That is refrigerated. There is no fire in this room. All right, I'll have to come back to that, as it's a good way of checking that, actually. All right, there should be only the one room that needs a fireplace, and I can't see why it's been deconstructed. Although, it could just be a matter of I didn't put a fresh heater in here. So, let's slap a heater in there. Its basic temperature should be enough to combat outside and grow shit, but I'll adjust it later if I need to. Are they both on 31? Yeah, they are. They all are. Alright. Back to that. So, everybody's nice and toasty. We're making biofuel. Got a couple of caravans outside merged together. Basically just chilling. And it's 16 people and 29 animals in there. I'm pretty certain that they shouldn't breed while in the caravan. So how many more animals have I got to make another caravan with? Because I've got a lot of pregnant animals and I'm kind of waiting for them to finish having their offspring. I got a lot. That answers my question pretty abruptly, actually. Hold on. You're not pregnant. You're not. Okay, a bunch of them are not. I'm not seeing... I know, there are a few little ones. That one's early stage. I'm guessing a lot of them just had their calves. And then you've got my dromedaries as well. Dromedaries look like they've also finished reproducing. I didn't even see them on my list, to be honest. No, I'm pretty much good to throw down another caravan by the look of it. How am I going with other supplies? I still have a lot of clothes. And I have 42 people still in tattered apparel. Who's wearing what? What's the deal with this? Jet, what's your gear? You have a plain leather duster that's kind of low quality. Right. I'm guessing it's mostly the dusters that have an issue because they go through cycles of making specific gear. That doesn't have power at the moment because that's down, but that's okay. I've got like manual benches as well. I also have ones that have electricity and just some of my stuff isn't hitting it. Plus I did add these to the grid, so that could also be why we are also excessively low on power on this end. But I'll just go see if... Who was it that was working on this? Hold on. Power. No, they made it. Okay, they did make it. That would be why we have the tiniest little blip of power, and it is coming into daytime, so it should be okay. I sort of want to move this in between there. I think it's okay. Let's move while asleep. No, I'm gonna pat them. I sort of also want to kind of mine that. I don't know if that's just a media of limestone. I feel like it is. Yeah, I don't think... I might just set this up to mine. Because I don't think that that's a natural feature. I'm pretty sure we haven't had that the whole time. Obviously, if it crushes somebody, like, well, fuck. But I remember during the last battle, that was actually a problem that was out there. Not like the last little battle we had, the big major one we had, that was a problem. Because people were hiding behind it and shit. Also, Asora Dali was in prison. Fucking hospital. Same shit. How you going, mate? He's fine, he must have had a punch up. Val might be trying to die. Let's see, crafting. Okay, what gear have you got? You got an okay helmet. See, they've got an infection in their torso. There isn't much I can do about that. The other thing too is one thing that obviously like the update brings is, you know, how, what is it, Scaria? Manhunter packs and stuff would actually be genuinely dangerous, you know, because they can infect, I guess, animals, like other animals and also people. Usually I use my animals to fight those battles and my turrets, so I don't usually have to get too involved with it, but it would mean actually tactfully staying at a distance, which isn't a huge issue. I have enough gunners, although to be fair, I can't guarantee that I have enough gunners at this location. I probably have like a good amount. I'm just considering my division into caravans and stuff, you know. What else was I going to do? I don't want to deconstruct their recreation room yet. Like a lot of the recreational stuff, I'll probably just pull up and sell. How are they going with the corn and stuff? What are you doing? You're cleaning trash. Instead of doing that, can you bring the corn in? It's still doing pretty good. Got fungus. Mitz is coming up to grab some meat. Getting some more gazelle meat in. That should be the last actual haul for that. What are you doing, Phoenix? I saw you skulking under the desk. Phoenix is my cat for anybody that doesn't know. I saw him like, I heard him make a noise out in the lounge room. And then I just saw him skulk underneath my computer desk. I'm like, I know he's shoving his face in the windows. I know it. Tell what he's up to. But yeah, I've got like a huge harvest of rice coming in. There's like 600 over there. Most of my paddocks are kind of ready to harvest as well. I should also consider selling off some of this cotton. I'd like to grow Devil Strand, honestly. This location hasn't really allowed me to do that because I can't just casually throw it down outside and hope for the best. And in my grow rooms, like, we've had so many near starvation events, I haven't been able to just waste that space on non-edible stuff for the most part. Like, I have a little patch of cotton, and for a while we had like one of these rooms was cotton, and that was great. But like, yeah, I've gone through so many, like, somebody's destroying like a whole fucking stack of 1,000 and bam, we're out of food, you know. That is usually a problem. Or we have, say, a solar flare and like a event very close to each other, and I have no power to keep my shit cold. That's also generally a problem. They've used about 100 wood so far, so they must have only made like one batch. They might have made two, maybe. I'd like to be able to remove the full list of tattered apparel, but I would probably need to have not so much like 2 additional benches, but I would realistically need to have that many like animals. Mind you, some muffaloes just walked in. I could do with some extra hauling animals right now, and I'm pretty sure my list is high. I need their meat and their fur, you know, but I need a lot of animals, and we sold some. Let's take you up to 50. I might just take all of my hauling animals up to a stack of 50 odd for the moment. There's going to be a bitch to fix up later, but it's fine. Let's see. On the male side, we will get up to that pretty quickly. Basically, I don't want them to be culling any of these right now, if I can. I think somebody did earlier. I heard somebody culled something. Yeah, no, that's still fine at 20. 20 to 50 ratio of male to female should be like a pretty heavy breeding front. It's also going to be so bad for my fucking colony. The amount of food it takes to handle every one of them and to have the people available to handle every one of them. Oh my god, it takes time. I could cull off a few like other animals. Like I have a shit ton of sheep. They just breed really fast and I don't notice. I apart from that, like I just don't know why I have a lot of sheep, but I have a fuck ton of sheep. Like the cows don't breed that fast. The ducks and chickens and stuff, I culled them off a little bit because I was hoping to get more resources from them, but they don't produce leather. So as far as I'm concerned, that doesn't help me for dressing my people. I'd rather have some kind of alternate, moderately small animal that produces leather versus a fuck ton of chickens. But the chickens do produce eggs, and I can use those in recipes, and my animals can also eat like the small animals and shit. So it does feed my cats and panthers, so it's not a huge waste. It's just I just don't get the leathers from it. I kind of wouldn't mind replacing my chickens and ducks with something else, but I'd need to find something else that reproduces at the same rate. And they kind of don't, because obviously you got to wait a couple of days, whereas chickens and shit, like where is one? Probably no adult birds. This, there's a duck. You're an adult, you look like a juvenile. All the ones up here will be eggs that are hatched. By the way, a lot of the eggs are going to spoil over winter, obviously. But it doesn't really matter at this point because my cats will just go eat them. My cats and panthers. I used to bring them inside, but now it legitimately doesn't matter. If there's an egg sitting out in a paddock, one of my cats will eat it. If it's been spoiled by temperature. Yeah, so they're like egg progress. How frequently did they lay eggs? Because this is something I wanted to check. Per year 60. Yeah, but like per day. Meat per day. Okay, so it's like one egg every day, basically. So that's not too bad. And nothing really reproduces at that same kind of pace that I've noticed in the game. Like maybe something else, I just don't know. How are you guys doing? Prisoner? Are you down to 2? Let's make some progress. You're down to 6. It's still taking a while. I'm seeing people out here too, deconstructing all the steel, and I'm loving that. Oh, they've done this section too. They normally take a lot longer to do this. Usually when I have something to deconstruct, it's like everybody else's problem and nobody does anything. Let's connect that there. Alright, so this will get this whole section connected. Like, it doesn't matter if these two are connected because that is connected there and that's connected there. But if this one breaks, that's still connected there. And if that end breaks, it's still connected to here. So it works. That's good. I'm pretty happy with all the turrets in the... It's going to be a bitch to move this many turrets, but if 40 turrets can go in a caravan easily, I've got like... I think I still got 100 out here. I think it's 100. I think it might be more. I don't think I got the whole lot, then I scrolled too fast. I got 130 odd so far. I might have more than 200 turrets, maybe. 155. I kind of wish sometimes I could zoom out just a tiny bit more than this. Okay, I got 186 turrets still left to go. That's not too bad. I could probably just do one whole caravan of turrets or two, give or take. But what else would I want to send? I've got like a pretty good caravan of fuel. I'm getting a lot of chemfuel. We're up to 2,000 odd. Mind you, we started with a lot too. We started with quite a bit. I've got 2 transport pods packed. I thought about making another one, but it just kind of wastes additional steel to send something faster. And it's still got to take the time to pack it anyway. So, like this one's packing with like a lot of survival meals. In the worst case scenario, I could send that to a caravan if they needed it. Mind you, that kind of weight limit would be just crushing for them. So with this, like, that would be basically all my supplies at a new location. That plus that kind of food package would be pretty great. What else could I send? Let's have a look at this stuff. I don't want to send any leathers. I wouldn't mind sending locks for the purpose of quick builds and stuff, but that is such a weight. I also don't want to take limestone with me, realistically. Like, I don't mind limestone, but like, I don't know, I feel like it's a strange color in this game. Like, these are it in 2 different rooms. Mind you, these are all like, what is it, those like brownishy lights? I actually never changed those, I just left them as was. The crematoriums are lit up, and this is a white light room. But yeah, it's just like a generic kind of stone kind of look. I think these are all limestone too. I did use a lot of limestones in chairs. That reminds me, I'm supposed to be lifting up all of the animal beds to sell. Let's get going on that. Alright, let's get all these animal beds up and running. Because some of these, I think a majority of them are sheep's wool. But I think some of them might be thrombo fur. Lift up these ones too. I don't know if I have any of those. Oh no, I do have those type of beds up here. I probably won't be taking side tables with me. There's a lot to deconstruct. It's so funny that, like, I spend all this time constructing this space, right? And getting it to a point where everybody's nice and comfy with it. Like, look at this. My miners have all been and gone. That block is gone. Jesus. I was busy and that's gone. But yeah, like, this is going to choke up my inventory so much of all those animal beds because I've got like fucking hundreds of them. Because I've got up to 2 in each room. Not every room has 2, but a lot of them have got 2. Oh, man. Let's get rid of that building. We never actually ended up making it. I do want to lift and take these. That's why I've got stuff set to suspend. Now, was I making... I can't make eyes on those. I can make eyes on these, and I have got like a good amount of components put aside at the moment. How many eyes would I want for this colony? Because they're making components, and that's the big thing. Is making the components means I've got the components out of the steel. But then I'm not having the steel, but deconstructing stuff will give me steel around the base, and there will be a lot of steel around here because, you know, you gotta factor in all the power grid too. Like, there's a lot of steel in this location. This is also why I don't want this colony to like have a glitch where I have to move suddenly, because otherwise I have to leave all that steel infrastructure shit again, and that's just a pain in the ass. But it looks like I managed to capture one of the mufflos. It's great if I could get some of them. Obviously I want the meat, but this will do. Yeah, leave those taming. I'm still getting rice, getting a good amount of rice. I got the extra couple of beds. They're unowned at the moment. That's good though. Although I have 2 people that are clearly going to use that as soon as they're out of hospital. But yeah, I think I've got more people than beds currently. Because I'm also seeing some names in here that aren't, like, new. Over here, like, Ricey isn't new. Ricey's been kicked out of somewhere. He must have been on a caravan and stuff. What else would I need? Do you normally play RimWorld? Yeah, I do. Every Tuesday. Welcome in, Debbie. What are you up to? I've been playing this particular save of RimWorld for like 2 years and 3 months so far. And I'll probably continue to play it for like the next couple of years. So, I mean, I only play RimWorld once a week, but I've been playing it a lot. But yeah, I'm in the process of trying to prepare my colony to move again. I had a location I wanted to move to. And then, you know, the news of the version update coming out in a month's time released, and the location that I'm moving to isn't viable, isn't suitable with that update. So I have to find somewhere else to move to. But I'm trying to like deconstruct a whole bunch of stuff around my colony and get everybody ready to go for that. So yeah, I'm setting up like caravans and transport pods. I'm deconstructing stuff, selling stuff. I've sold like a heap of stuff earlier today. We emptied out like this majority of this space, which was great because it was getting to the point where I couldn't kind of store stuff. I just saw a statue in here. A new update, not really, honestly. The version updates kind of like mostly shat on my current and in future plans for this colony for moving. I'm not getting the DLC, so anything of that is irrelevant. I heard it's going to be easier to run 20 plus spawns. It's supposed to be for like later game. It's supposed to help with like processing stuff. The only problem is whenever the version updates happen, for instance, I've already been through a couple because we started in 1.3. And when we got to 1.5, I discovered that I didn't have auto update on. And so when I updated, it destroyed the tile that I was on, completely glitched out, broke it. I had a whole bunch of problems and stuff, and we had to emergency evacuate, and we lost so much resources. And that was like this part here. But also some of the glitches were like, you know, the caravans wouldn't actually leave the map, or that the caravans were unpacking food as they were packing food. So my colony left without food, and they traveled for like 9 days with no food. Were like starving when they got here. So like, even though it's supposed to be like a performance boost and stuff like that, it will absolutely shit on what I'm doing to begin with. Like, until I get off this tile, it will probably be crap. Just like last time, it just slowed it right down. It turned it into a frame stop frame slideshow until I got off that tile, which is it's quite stressful. So that's part of why I'm not like super keen for the update. Apart from that, it also brings in some stuff that I feel is just personally unnecessary. Like, for instance, you know, animals being able to fly. I have like probably 150 ducks and chickens combined. I really don't give a fuck if they fly or if they float around on the ground. I'm pretty indifferent about that, but it begs the question of, if these fuckers can like fly in and out of anywhere, right, which they're supposed to be able to do, having a pen, right? Having a pen where there's a fence and they can fly over the fence, when they're tamed, if they're just going to fly over the fence, are they going to have like a percentage chance to roam or escape once they're outside of that? Because if they continuously fly over my fence and I keep getting pinged that animals escaping, I will just cull them. I just won't fuck around with them and stuff. because that would be more of a frustration than not. Whereas, what's the other one? Not just for the animals thing, the construction building stuff, like they're bringing in, like, you know how you got the dots thing here, these dots? So all of this map, like, I don't have any mods that like help me lay out and design stuff. All of this is just manual, putting down one white dot at a time and stuff like that, or like a row or something like that. And like, I enjoy that aspect of designing. I find it methodical and like just meditative kind of thing. I enjoy that, but they're bringing in like a whole bunch of stuff that is going to be super useful for everybody else that normally just designs with like a shoebox and stuff, but is just irrelevant to me kind of thing. Like, for instance, you'll be able to drag a circle or make like a wall diamond sort of shape, diagonal kind of shape, if you want to, sort of thing, like very easily. And I'm indifferent to that because I already do it.